You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The National Bank of Cambodia's deputy governor, Chia Set Rai, was promoted to governor and given the rank of senior minister by the king on Saturday at the recommendation of Prime Minister Hun Sen. Starting at the embassy in 1999 and being promoted to deputy governor earlier this year, Chia Set Rai has made a meteoric rise since she obtained her PhD in economics in 2021. She is the daughter of former MBC Governor Chea Chanto and a member of various policy-driven committees within the central bank. Born in 1981, she was sent abroad to study at the age of 8, first in France, then in Singapore. She went on to earn a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance from New Zealand at the age of 18, a master's degree in banking in 2010, and a PhD in economics from the University of Adelaide, Australia in 2021. Some of her most prominent achievements during her 5 months as deputy governor involve promoting digital payments via agreements with China and Thailand that allow for international QR code transactions. She is also a firm proponent of increasing the use and reputation of the rial, Cambodia's national currency, and decreasing the use of American dollars in everyday Cambodian life. Chia Set Rai will be the first female governor to serve the MBC. Kristen Winters, EAC News. Watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Heavy rains, winds, and thunderstorms have been pounding Cambodia's provinces over the last month, causing flooding, road closures, and even death. Over the weekend, 3 people were swept away by a flash flood while camping at Kampot's Oma waterfall. Authorities are still searching for one of them. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has the story.
Kampot Police Commissioner Major General Mao Chan Matarut told EAC News that the authorities are still looking for one of the 3 victims who were swept away by the flash flood while camping in Omar Waterfall on Saturday night. He confirmed that on Sunday afternoon, authorities found the body of a female victim and rescued a male victim. Meanwhile, the search continues for another female victim that was swept away by the flood. According to Kampot Provisional Police, the victims were among over 50 people staying at the Omar Waterfall camping ground Sunday night. They were camping on the path leading to the waterfall when a storm exacerbated a month of rain in the area, causing sudden, violent flooding around 3 a.m. When the victims were swept away in their tent, so far, authorities have evacuated more than 50 tourists from the Omar Falls to safety. They have called on the public to avoid camping near the falls until better weather prevails. Authorities in Kampot and Kep are closely monitoring the situation and praying for reprieve from the rain. Kep Governor Som Perseth posted on his Facebook, "For the current flooding situation, we can control it if the rain does not continue." Meanwhile, the road to Sittingville has been closed due to heavy flooding, and the government has asked travellers to take a detour or the Phnom Penh Sittingville Expressway. On Sunday, the Department of Public Works and Transport of Sittingville announced the National Road 4 near Srang Samrong and Okiki bridges are being closed until further notice. Sittingville authorities have reported continued rain in the province, causing injuries and damage to homes. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Phnom Penh Municipal spokesperson Sansok Seha said that authorities have arrested 11 Vietnamese men and women in connection with the fatal shooting of a Vietnamese man in Phnom Penh's BKK3 district on Saturday. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
35-year-old Minh Hung Koo, a Vietnamese man who had been living in Cambodia, was gunned down on Saturday, allegedly following an argument. According to witnesses, a car was moving along Street 163 at the corner of Street 360 when it suddenly stopped. The victim was seen getting out of the car, arguing with someone inside the car and walking away. The car then followed behind a man, got out of the car and fired 3 shots at the victim as he walked away. Police interviewed shortly afterwards, pronouncing Minh Hung Koo dead at the scene. Sun Sok Seha said that he did not yet bear the motive of the shooting, but authorities are questioning 11 Vietnamese nationals. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. The current government has until August 22nd to reform and restructure following the July 23rd election. Prime Minister Hun Sen has made several announcements relating to the transfer of power, the most revelatory being the handing over of his position to his son, Dr. Hun Manet. On Sunday, Interim Prime Minister Hun Sen confirmed that his controversial Supreme Consultative Council, or SCC, will remain after the government is reformed in August. He also hinted that parties who did not participate in the 2023 election may be able to send representatives to the council. Speaking in a special audio message on Sunday, the Prime Minister confirmed that the SCC will maintain the same structure it has had since its inception after the previous election in 2018, with a deputy head of delegation and a secretary. The rest of the council will be comprised of 3 dignitaries from each political party that opts to join the council. He left the decision of who will be allowed to join the SCC up to his son, incumbent Prime Minister Hun Manet, and his new government that is expected to take over on August 22nd. He said that it is possible that parties who did not participate in this month's election could be able to join the council so long as they are registered with the Ministry of Interior. This year, the National Election Committee refused the application of major opposition Candlelight Party to run in the election, citing insufficient paperwork. This resulted in an outcry from opposition leaders and supporters and roughly 440,000 ballots being spoiled in protest. The Supreme Consultative Council was established by Prime Minister Hun Sen in 2018 after his Cambodian People's Party swept the election and won all 125 seats in the National Assembly, in addition to all seats in the Senate. He said that the SCC was established to give a voice to Cambodia's other parties. However, the council has faced criticism from social observers who say it is purely performative without any real power. It has been accused of being inactive when it comes to important issues affecting the political party's constituents, and seen as a move to legitimize the one-party dominance of the CPP gained in 2018. The Prime Minister has defended the council as a means of developing the country in the spirit of national unity. He said, quote, "We need to gather all the input from political parties, whether they have seats in the parliament or are political parties without seats," end quote. While the Prime Minister meets with other ministers and advisors to end the 6th mandated government and begin the 7th in August, he is also publicly contemplating shifting power within the government and called on senior ministers to give up their positions for seats in the National Assembly. He noted that lower-ranking officials, however, would largely be staying put. On Saturday, he released a voice message saying that all officials ranked as secretaries of state and below will keep their positions, although they will be able to choose whether they will report to their relevant ministries as secretaries of state or report directly to the Prime Minister as ministers attached to the Prime Minister. Kristen Winters, EAC News.
In cases against the decisions made by electoral commissions of Kampong Cham, Pailin, and Tubong Kamum, the NEC fined 5 citizens for inciting voters not to vote, imposing a 10-year penalty. In Case 1, plaintiff Law Meng Heng appealed against the Resolution 001 KPKJ dated 17 July 2023 of Kampong Cham Province Electoral Commission. The decision imposed a fine of 10 million riyals, removed from the plaintiff's name from the voters list, and disqualified him for standing for election for 10 years. Case 2 saw plaintiff Heng Van Bos representing Mr. Hen Rachana appealing against Resolution 001 dated 17th July 2023 of the Pailin Provisional Electoral Commission. Case 2 saw plaintiff Heng Van Bos representing by Mr. Hen Rachana appealing against Resolution 001 dated 17th July 2023 of the Pailin Provisional Election Commission. The Commission fined Kem Monikasal a male 15 million riyals, removed his name from the voters list, and disqualified him from voting for 10 years. Case 3 involved plaintiff lawyer Heng Van Bos representing Mr. Hun Rachana, lodging a complaint against the decision number 002 dated 17 July 2023 issued by the Pailin Provisional Election Commission. The Commission imposed a 10 million riyal fine on Sun Sophia, a female removed from the voters list, and disqualified her from standing for election for 10 years. In Case 4, plaintiff Yoon Sok-heun, a teacher, appealed against the decision number 001 dated 19th July 2023 of the Tubong Kamum Provincial Electoral Commission. This decision fined him 10 million riyals, removed his name from the voters list, and disfranchised him for 5 years. As for case number 5, plaintiff Tuk Chavim, a male born on 12th of December 1972, and a lawyer, appealed against the decision number 001 KPTK dated 19 July 2023 of the Organising Committee voting in Tubong Kamum Province. The Commission imposed a fine for Yang Sok-hun, a male born in March 29, 1982, delisted him from the voters list and removed his right to vote. The NEC clarified all aforementioned Complaints are related to instructions to prevent or incite people not to vote, or for voters to mark and destroy the ballots, which is considered an offence under the Article 142 of the new version of the law of the amendments of the election law. Anthony Ellis, EAC News. You're watching EAC News. Thanks for joining us. Angkor International Airport is set to open in October. The Secretary of State of Civil Aviation has announced the inauguration of Siem Reap Angkor International Airport on October 16, 2023, situated in Sotolnukum District, approximately 40 kilometres from the city of Siem Reap. The airport promises to serve a major gateway to its renowned tourist designation. The notification issued on the 27th of July 2023 informs national and international air transport operators, as well as the public, that the international airport located in Krelpong Village, Pompel Commune and Preville Village, Tapak Commune, Sotnukum District, Siem Reap Province, has been officially named Siem Reap Angkor International Airport. According to Sin Chansrevutta, the spokesman of Civil Aviation, Siem Reap Angkor International Airport has received its official IATA code, SAI, from the International Airport Transport Association and its ICAO code, VDSA, from the International Civil Aviation Organisation. Siem Reap Angkor International Airport assumes full responsibility for handling all passenger and air cargo flights presently operating from Siem Reap International Airport. This seamless transfer will take effect from midnight Cambodian time, ahead of the official opening. Siem Reap Angkor International Airport will conduct a series of test flights as needed, non-commercial and non-profit, between October 5th and the 15th of 2023. Ms. Chai Sevelin, President of the Association of Travel Agents of Cambodia, highlighted the significance of the new airport for the future of tourism in Cambodia. She emphasized the importance of enhancing the confidence of tourists by utilizing knowledge, skills, and professional ethics to complete the attraction visitors to the region. We have been working closely with airlines and other stakeholders to ensure everything is in place for the transaction, said Sin Chansrevutta, spokesman of the State Secretary of the Civil Aviation. The construction of the airport began in 2018 and was originally scheduled to be completed in 2021. However, the project was delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
You're watching EAC News. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Hun Sen announced yesterday that he would be resigning his position after 38 years of leading Cambodia. He will be handing over his position to his son, General Hun Manet, next month, and he has already publicly given guidance towards protecting the peace, which he credits himself for establishing long ago. Prime Minister Hun Sen wrote a message to his son on Twitter yesterday, encouraging him to protect Cambodia's peace, to maintain the current pace of development and the well-being of the people. He also remarked on the coincidence that on the same day he announced that Hun Manet would become Prime Minister, Bayon TV aired the episode of his birth on the PM's biographical TV series that runs every week entitled Sun Under the Full Moon. General Hun Manet was born on October 20th, 1977, while Prime Minister Hun Sen was in Vietnam. He later re-entered with Vietnamese forces to oust the Khmer Rouge in 1979. The PM said, quote, "Your life started very sad, and you and your mother tried very hard to reunite with me. When you become the Prime Minister of Cambodia, you must protect the peace to ensure the development and peace of the people," end quote. In a special speech yesterday, the Prime Minister announced that he would be turning over his position to his son on August 22nd. He said the move was meant to maintain the stability, security, and long-term development of Cambodia. As the longest-serving Prime Minister in the world, Hun Sen will not be disappearing from political life, however, having announced he would become President of the Senate in February. Kristen Winters, EAC News.
គ្រាធម្មតាមួយនៃប្រជាធិបតេយ្យសន្តិភាពនិយមបែបខ្មែរសម្រាប់អ្នកសង្កេតការបរទេសគេភ្ញាក់ផ្អើលដែលការបោះឆ្នោតនៅកម្ពុជាចាប់ផ្ដើមប្រលឹមខ្លាំងតាំងពីម៉ោង 7 ព្រឹកប៉ុន្តែសម្រាប់ជនជាតិខ្មែរនេះគ្រាន់តែជាថ្ងៃធម្មតាមួយប៉ុណ្ណោះសម្រាប់ពួកយើងចូលចិត្តទៅពេលព្រឹកព្រលឹមដើម្បីជៀស